Test, test. 1, 2, 3. Coming in. Welcome back to Larks Park, as it's taken us a year, but here we are back at friendly old Larks Park here in Hayes, America. I'm Nicholas Selgin alongside Ace Newberger. Ace Corsair will not be here today. as he is out of town, but don't worry, he'll be with us later on in the Denver Cougars series when they come to town to face off against the Larks. Got ourselves an exciting game for us tonight as the Larks went down to Dodge City yesterday, played 9 innings, and unfortunately came away with the loss, losing 3-4, as it was a back-and-forth game very early on. The Larks took the early 2-0 lead in the top of the second. The Dodge City A's responded with 2 runs of their own to tie it up. Top of the fourth, Larks were able to put another run on the board, and the bottom of the fourth, the A's responded back and tied it up at 3. And then the bottom of the fifth, the A's took the 1-run lead and did not look back, as no runs were scored from the top of 6 to the top of the ninth to end the ball game for the Larks. They look to bounce back and get a win, but do not worry, Larks fans, as that was a non-league game. So even though Dodge City is in the same conference as the Larks, these first few games are kind of like spring training, if you want to call it, as they will not be counted towards their record. So the Larks and A's still have an 0-0 record, and tonight's another non-conference game or non-league game, as they're the only 2 teams in the RMBL who have not played a league contest yet. That'll be coming up this weekend for the Larks when they face off against the Denver Cougars Friday and Saturday, Sunday being a non-league game. As we are almost underway here at Larks Park, an exciting matchup tonight, as we're going to see the new starting pitcher for the Larks, right-hand thrower Dalton Campbell, take the mound. Hill City Community College, where he pitched at, but word has it he's going to be transferring to Texas Tech, a big boys school. He'll be a Rough Rider, and he'll get to go pitch for them. So exciting times for Campbell. We're excited to see what he can do for the Larks this year, as we are just underway here at Larks Park and 12 minutes away, actually. So we'll give you guys a break, give you the batting orders, defensive positions, and everything else. But we are almost underway in 12 minutes as the Larks will face off against Dodge City A's here at Larks Park. A packed crowd tonight here at Larks Park as the national anthem is over with and things are just about underway as the Larks will make their first appearance here at home to start this 2024 season against Dodge City A's. These two teams faced off against each other last night down at Cavalier Field in Dodge City, Kansas, where the Larks just came up short in a 3-4 loss down at Cavalier Field. The Larks look to bounce back as they put their hands and their faith in tonight's starting pitcher, Dalton Campbell, the left-handed starting pitcher out of Hill Community College, as he'll be making his first start as a Lark defensive alignment for the Larks tonight. Trent Baker out in left, Caden Ashton in center field, Wilbert Espinal in right. Running up the middle, shortstop Tabor Stokes, second baseman C.J. Reed, who will move from the outfield to the infield for tonight's contest. Running the hot corners at third base in Thomas Lissy, and at first in Will Carpenter. And then behind the dish, the 4-year veteran Lark and Brady Evans. As things are almost underway at Larks Park. Exciting time. I've never seen it so packed for an opening day. Baseball at the Larks Park every year just gets better and better. And we look around, there's so many happy faces, hot dogs, hamburgers, some beer, and some pop all around the ballpark as the anticipation for Larks season has come.
On the mound for the Larks from Texas Tech, number 32, Dalton Campbell. Leading off for the Dodge City A's is the shortstop, number 33, Ryan Hayes.
As first pitch almost here, as Dalton Campbell will pitch from the full to start us off against leadoff batter and Nyan Hayes, the shortstop, as he'll put this ball in play right back to Campbell to first base in time for out number one. That first pitch brought to you by Simply Order. As the game has begun, 1 out already recorded, and the Larks start off strong. So that brings up the 2-hitter and Grant Weiserman. If you tuned into the Larks Network last night, we talked a bit about how these two teams faced off last year 6 times, where the Larks were able to get 5 victories out of 6. Their only loss coming down at Cavalier Field. And in similar fashion, last night they had their first loss on the year at Cavalier Field as a ground ball hit to the second baseman and C.J. Reed. He'll throw it on to first in time for out number 2. 3 pitches in and 2 outs. As C.J. Reed, who was in the outfield last night over in left field for game 1, he finds himself in the infield as with Trent Baker back in the lineup, Lark's favorite, as he comes back for his second year. We'll talk more about him when he comes up to bat, but for now we'll stick with Dalton Campbell, who's on the mound. As next pitch from Dalton Campbell will be ruled a ball. Count moves to 2-0. This is outside the zone for ball number 3, falling down the count 3-0 here. Thank you to our many sponsors for sponsoring tonight's game here at the ballpark and also sponsoring the stream. Much appreciation and love. We appreciate your support of the Hayes Larks. Campbell finds the strike zone and gets back to the count 3-1. Red light was on for the number 3 hitter, Nate Murphy, out in left field. He made an appearance in last night's game. He was batting in the 7-hole, but here he is finding himself in the 3-hole, a complete switch around. Murphy was also playing third base last night, and now he's out in left field. As the first 2 A's go down via ground out, this one will be put on the ground as well to the third baseman. And Lissy fires it to first, digs it, scoops it out, and Carpenter, and that's out number 3. 1, 2, 3, down go the A's. Larks have some momentum as we head to the bottom of the first in a 0-0 ball game. Steven Trinidad will take the mound as they'll face off against the Hayes Larks. Did not appear in last night's game, but the right-handed arm will come in for his first start on the season for the Dodge City A's. As the batting order, as you see on the screen, Trent Baker and Brady Evans highlighted in gold as they are returners. And Trent Baker and Brady Evans, two more returners, have come back to the Larks this year. And Garrett Gruel and Luke Turbeek. Turbeek might find his way to the mound tonight, while Garrett Gruel, we have yet to see him come back yet and play. He was recently signed, so it could be a little bit until he comes back officially and plays. As Trent Baker will get us started here in the top, or the bottom of the first. Baker did not appear in last night's game, got a day off as C.J. Reed was out in left field. His first pitch of the ball game from Trinidad will be in the zone for strike number one. Next pitch, just missing down low. Count moves to 1 even. Trent Baker, the Houston Christian native, played down there. It's his second year. And his freshman season, played a little bit. Didn't really get a lot of appearances. Had 14 at-bats in 4 games. Or excuse me, I was looking at his Larks stats. He didn't really play that much in his first season. But then he came back in the 2024 season. Batted around 300. Had a really bounce-back year for him. Made a name for himself for Houston Christian. 26 starts, 34 games played, 107 at-bats, a 308 average with 10 stolen bases. But in his first year, he did play, he did play a lot, actually. I was looking at the wrong stats. He played a good amount of games for Houston Christian his first year, had a 9-game hitting streak from March 18th to April 1st, nearly half a month of baseball, as he'll work himself a walk here in the bottom of the first. As Caden Ashton will make his debut at Larks Park. Beverage batter tonight in Brady Evans, so he's batting in the 7-hole. He's pitching from the stretch for the first time tonight is Trinidad, as first pitch will land in there for strike number 1. Middle infield playing tight near the bag. Corners are in. Third baseman on the edge of the grass on the third base side. Pickoff attempt not in time. As Ashton, who made an appearance in last night's game, the leadoff batter, worked a walk and a hit by pitch. Still looking for his first hit as a Lark. And what a night to do it here at Larks Park as he put this one to play. A fly ball to right field. Running back to right fielder Martin, but he'll come in just a bit and make the play for out number 1. First out of the ball game for the Larks bats.
The shortstop from Butler Community College, number 6, Tabor.
So one away here in the bottom of the first as we go to the 3-hole hitter in Tabor Stokes. Tabor Stokes batted 3 last night in the away game. We're on the move is Trent Baker, and that's what we missed from last season as Trent Baker swipes a bag in his first appearance on the base path. Him and Damian Reeves last season were just dominant. They were stealing bases left and right, and he gets his first stolen base on the year as now a Lark is in scoring position with only 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Trinidad looks back at second, as Stokes will put this one in the play down the right field line. Just foul. About 4 to 5 feet away from the line as we'll head back to the batter's box and Baker will head back to second. Tabor Stokes, Mustang, Oklahoma is where he's from. Attended Mustang High School. Spent his time this year as a freshman over at Butler Community College. Made a name for himself down there, batting cleanup in the postseason and batting the cleanup spot most of the season as well. Second baseman holds the runner on for a little bit, then goes back to his spot as the pitch falls in from Trinidad. Count moves to 0-2. Steven Trinidad, pitcher for the Dodge City A's, right-handed thrower, as from Highlands, Illinois Community College, was his freshman year. So he'll be making his first season with the Dodge City A's. His next pitch is Stokes outside. Cal moves to 2 even. Don't want to lose him here and move it full. This early on in the game, don't really expect a breaking ball here unless he feels comfortable enough to throw it this early in the gate. But we'll see as a 2-2 count. Baker at second still, second baseman, and Johnson holding the runner on. As he'll put this one in play to the left side. Diving effort from the shortstop, and Hayes, that'll get past him. And the left field will come in as Baker will not be sent home. He'll stay at third base. A base knock for Tabor Stokes, his first hit here at Larks Park. As now runners are on the corner with only 1 out as the cleanup batter and Wilbert Espinal will come up to bat. An RBI opportunity. Bat in the cleanup spot last night. His first hit as a Lark was an extra base hit double. Also worked out a walk in last night's game. The stats for last night's game got a little messed up as with it being a non-league game and the Wi-Fi not really working for the stats keepers, they didn't really focus on getting the right stats. So we went back and tried to get you guys the most accurate numbers possible. And this is what we got for Wilbert Espinal. His first pitch to Espinal will be outside for a ball. Espinal from the state of Georgia, where he attended USA Scouts baseball. Guessing that's an academy. As next pitch fouled back, count moves to 1 even as our camera shakes for us a little bit. In mint condition though. Larks rocking their white attire, white sliding pants, white jersey with the red arm sleeve. They got the blue batting helmets on top, while the Dodge City A's gray sliding pants, green attire with the yellow little pinstripes at the end of the sleeves. On the move is Stokes. The throw to second is not in time as a headfirst slide finds his hands under the tag. Is able to swipe it back. 2 stolen bases for the Larks here early on in the first inning, as Espinal has a chance to drive in 2 with 2 runners in scoring position. Andy Luton over at the third base side coaching, and Keith Harper at first. Actually, that's not Keith Harper. A new coach over there. Do not have his name on our sheet yet. I lied, we do. Ben Tienis. Ben Tienis, who actually back in the day used to give batting lessons to young kids here in Hays, Kansas. His next pitch, a line drive down the right field line, and fair ball as that's going to roll its way to the corner. It'll bounce off the foul wall and stay in the warning track area as 2 runs come around to score. A bases clearing double for Wilbert Espinal as the Larks bounce on top 2-0. Wilbert Espinal, his first 2 hits as a Lark are both doubles. The extra base machine hit 17 doubles for Murray State this year. He's already got 2 to start this season off for the Larks. As that brings up the designated hitter and Houston Russell. Houston Russell, the Oklahoma University native, did not play this season for them, as the Sooners had a very tight spot. I mean, they had a lot of great catchers, and Houston Russell, who's a great catcher on his own, it was hard to find a way into the depth chart, and we'll see it right here. Base in the right center field. That'll get down as runner rounds third. They'll send him home, and Espinal had feet first slide, but doesn't matter. No throw needed, as an RBI single from Houston Russell extends the Larks' lead 3-0. The Larks' bats are here to play, as last night that was kind of the issue. The Larks, they were able to get runners on base in a score position, but they just weren't able to drive them home. And here in the bottom of the first, already got 3-run lead. You love to see it as the Larks Park home opener packed crowd there are very few seats open. The dike is full of bikers. We got some lawn chairs out in right center field. Just a beautiful sight to see in Hayes, America. A baseball town. Baseball and softball town, as you got the Bigel-Schmidt complexes out on the west side of Hayes. And then you got Beach Schmidt complex just out past left field out in the distance. And many more fields around this park as well. As Trinidad having some struggles here in the bottom of the first, the Larks have just been able to hit off him really well and been able to find holes in the gaps and such. Let's pick off attempt. Back in time safely is Houston Russell. Left-handed batter and Will Carpenter, the Ohio State native. That'll miss outside for a ball number 2. Count moves to 2-1. Redshirted junior infielder, 6'1", 210-pound. Lefty batter, right-handed thrower. Playing over at first base tonight. As the 2-1 pitch, miss up high. And Trinidad will lose him in the count. It moves to 3-1. As the 3-1, Trinidad will come set and will fire in. This one will find the zone. Count moves to full. Full count, 1 out. Russell could be on the move here, especially with a 3-2 count. Don't want to hit into a double play possibility. Houston Russell, who's the designated hitter tonight, time called for the catcher, as either a gear malfunction or just need a break. Temperature at the moment here in Hayes, Kansas, 90 degrees. No chance of rain tonight. 11-mile-per-hour wind blowing in from right field as this one slapped to the left side past the shortstop in Hayes. And another single. That's now 4 base hits in a row for the Larks, as Will Carpenter will also get his first hit here at Larks Park. Will Carpenter really impressed us last night by his speed on the base path in the first, or not the first inning. It was early on in the game, as, like I said, the stats, I don't have them with me. But he was able to swipe second, and the next pitch swipe third. And you just don't see that out of guys anymore. And you love to see it, as Will Carpenter grabbed himself 2 stolen bases last night. We're going to have a mound visit here, as the beverage batter and Brady Evans is up to bat. As with the pitching coach out on the mound, we'll take a short break here on the Larks Network.
Ballpark, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks.
As after a mound visit, we're back to the beverage batter and Brady Evans. Evans, who was designated hitter last night, will be behind the dish, as him and Houston Russell will trade off. And that was a common thing we saw from head coach Frank Leo last season, where Brady Evans and Peyton Ebbing, they would swap roles every night, designated hitting and catching, as a double steal attempt works in the Larks' favor, as both Russell and Carpenter will swipe their respected bags. 2 stolen bases all at the same time. Larks are really known for their speed, as last year Damian Reeves and Trent Baker, who were some of the top stolen base threats on the team and in the league as a whole. Damian Reeves broke the stolen base record last year. I believe it was at 41. And then Trent Baker found his way into the 9-hole spot. There was a total of 8 players and 17 stats that made its way into the top 10 category just in last season. I mean, last year was a special year, and something tells me this is going to be another special year with the way these guys look. As last year when you looked at the team, you really weren't for sure if it was going to work out, and it worked out really well. And now we're looking at it this year, we're like, man, this looks like it'd be really good. And right now, with the way things are going here at Larks Park, it's looking good. As next pitch to Brady Evans misses inside, count moves to 2-1, or 3-1, correction. Still only 1 out. The last 4 batters for the Larks have all gone to base hits, 3 singles and 1 double. As Evans will put this one play right back to Trinidad at the mound. He'll look back the runner at third and fire it to Vassell at first for out number 2. That's the out Dodge City needed, where no runners advanced and just able to get an out by any means. As we'll head to the 8-hole hitter and Thomas Lissy, the third baseman for tonight's contest. Lissy, who played at the University of Houston this year, part of the Big 12 Conference. Had a 4 RBI performance versus PVAM-BB. Do not ask me what school that is, as that I've never seen that before till now, but he got 4 RBIs against them, so a great night for him. Had a home run, 2 hits, went 2 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. Let's see who also played in last night's game over the third base side. There were only a few lineup adjustments, as with Trent Baker in the lineup, they moved him to the leadoff spot. Gage Gilchrist got the night off today, and Caden Ashton moves to the 2-hole, while Will Carpenter moves up a spot, Brady Evans moves up a spot, and Thomas Lissy moves down to the 8 spot. As Lissy will swing and miss at this one, count moves to 1-2. One-two count as Steven Trinidad tries to get out of this inning for the A's, while the Larks trying to get some more insurance runs before heading to the second, as this will clip Lissy on the elbow, look like, as he'll head down the first, and the bases are juiced with 2 away. Brings up the 9-hole hitter and C.J. Reed. Also played in last night's game. As we said, he played out in left field, but tonight he's playing at the second base position. C.J. Reed is one of those hitters, as I got the chance to watch him play in the postseason for the NJCAA postseason in the Plains division, as he was one of those guys where you could put him anywhere in the lineup and he could just fill a void. He has that sort of all-around tool where you can put him anywhere in the lineup and it works. As first pitcher Reed finds his own for strike number 1. Steven Trinidad now has a chance to get an out at any base, as the A's playing back. Next pitch swung on, missed, looked like a changeup that just died in the zone. Count moves 0-2 as C.J. Reed will choke up and try to protect here. Second baseman playing in the grass on the second base side. Shortstop near the grass. First base playing back near the grass, while the third baseman playing about normal third base depth. The 0-2 pitch. This one will miss inside. Popping from the catcher. On the move is Russell. He's going to head for a slide, and he's going to slide in safely as the catcher and Velasco was not able to corral together and get there in time to apply the tag. So another run comes around a score. as all runners will advance a base, and now the force empty bag is gone as Will Carpenter moves to third and Lissy moves to second. CJ Reed still an RBI opportunity with 2 runners in scoring position at second and third. The right side of the infield pretty well open as next pitch will be swung on and fouled off. Time is called for the home plate umpires. He might have got clipped there. Shout out to our umpires for tonight's ball game as they also have to travel just as much as these players do. Gotta say, in peak condition to survive these hot summer days as a fly ball to center field. Tracking back on it as Weiserman. And he'll make the catch for out number 3, but not before the Larks put 4 runs on the scoreboard in the bottom of the first as they'll take the early 4-0 lead. First pitch as we just get back into is hit right back up the middle. A lead-off knock for the A's as Carson Johnson continues his success from last night. As the A's, who had to just sit back, it took 25 minutes until we got back to Dalton Campbell on the mound. As the Larks bats just kept going, and Campbell's got a comfortable lead now and can work with throwing pitches in the strike zone and not having to worry about guys on base. As first pitch slider that slides back in there for strike number 1. A total of 8 hits in the first inning. All from the Larks side, 3 from the Dodge City A's now, including this half inning. This next pitch will just miss his zone. Count moves to 1 even. Lefty on lefty matchup. Right at first pickoff attempt back in time is Johnson over at first base. Isaiah Velasco up to bat. He made an appearance in last night's game. Came in a pinch hit and field. As, like I said, don't really remember what he did in his at bat, as the stats last night were not working in anyone's favor. And our stat sheet up here in the press box got a little messed up as pop up to left field. Baker will make the grab for the first time this season over in left field. 1 away now with the runner still at first base here in the top of the second. As it brings up Bo Dalian. Double play possibility still in effect as second baseman and Reed playing it near the bag. Shortstop playing tight as well. Looks like Reed might be the guy covering on a steal attempt. Next pitch we put into play. A line drive to shortstop. Running grab. Nice grab by Stokes. As what a play. And he threw it to first in time to get the runner out in Johnson. What a play by Tabor Stokes as he gets a double play. And once again, Cam will only face 3 batters here in this half inning as we'll head to the bottom of the second after an amazing play by Tabor Stokes. The Larks bat around in the bottom of the first, so we'll head back to the top of the order as Trent Baker will get us going once again, this time in the top of the second. As we said, Trent Baker in his second year as a Lark worked a walk in his last at-bat, came around to score, swiped the bag while he was at it. Larks able to get that early 4-0 lead thanks to 4 runs in the bottom of the first. As first pitch to Baker goes over his head. Camera does a little shake for us, and looks like we're good. Last year when Trent Baker played here for the Larks, from June 7th, which was around opening day, to July 19th, he was batting above 400. It's a great reason why he was the leadoff hitter almost all season. Finds himself back at the top of the order again as next pitch will miss inside. Count moves 2-0. And last season he batted .387, on base percentage of .484, an OPS of 1100, which is crazy when you look at it, as OPS usually means you got a really high slugging, a really high on base, and he has the high on base. But usually when the slugging comes to play, they hit a lot of home runs. He only had 6 home runs and was still able to get an 1100 OPS, which just goes to show you how much he got on base, whether it was by doubles or just getting on base in general. As next pitch he'll miss down and away. Count moves to 31 here with no outs in the bottom of the second. There are very few seats here at Larks Park tonight as we look down at the concession stands. And good luck trying to find a seat up here as they added some seats along the side of the dugouts last couple years. A bleacher over by the Dodge City dugout, and then a table and some benches over along the foul line as things just get so packed here at Larks Park. As a full count pitch from Trinidad to Baker will foul this one off. We'll send it into the parking lot of doom. Hopefully no callers were hurt in the making of this live stream and baseball game. Trent Baker had a walk-to-strikeout ratio last year of 26-24. Has a chance to get a walk here or possibly more if he puts it in play. He'll put this one in play to right field. Run back as the right fielder, Martin. That ball carrying low. That one's going to get out of here as Trent Baker leaves the yard as the Larks get their first home run on the season by the leadoff batter and Trent Baker. And as we were talking about the power and such from Trent Baker, he only had 6 home runs last year. He gets one here at home run friendly Larks Ballpark. As that brings up the number 2 hitter, and Caden Ashton will have to follow that job. As Trent Baker comes around to score for a second time to lead, the Larks extend their lead 5-0. As this one will be put in play, a hard hit ball right to the first baseman, and Vassell, he'll corral it together and take it over the first himself for out number 1 here in the bottom of the second.
The shortstop, number 6, Tabor Stokes.
So that brings up Tabor Stokes, a 3-hitter. A single in his last at-bat. Stolen base as well. No runners on here in the bottom of the second as Trent Baker leadoff home run extends the Larks lead 5-0. As first pitch, Tabor Stokes finds his own for strike number 1. Next pitch misses in the other side of the batter's box. Count moves to 1 even. The 1-1 pitch misses outside the zone as well. Count moves to 2-0. If you tuned into the pregame show, we talked about how the Larks and Dodge City A's games right now don't mean anything towards the conference play, as these are non-league games. So both of them have not played a game yet this year. The Larks will play their first conference game Friday and Saturday against the Denver Cougars, as those start times will be 7 o'clock Central Time. Sunday will be 6 o'clock start time. However, that will not be a league game. Be a non-league game, so it won't affect either's record in conference play. That's count 3-1 here to Tabor Stokes. Worked a single in his last at-bat, a stolen base, came around to score. This one missed inside, ball 4, as Stokes works a 5-pitch walk. And now we'll head to Wilbert Aspinall, but we're gonna have time at the mound, as this could be the end of the day for Steven Trinidad, as we'll take a break here on the Larks Network.
Let's just break it down. You and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be.
Preston Roberge will come into the ball game to take over for Steven Trinidad after giving up 5 runs on a total of 5 base hits. Walked 2 batters actually, and hit 1. Gave up that home run to Trent Baker. Just kind of tough when the Larks bats are just going as they are. As Wilbert Espinal will send back to the batter's box for a second time today. Lefty-righty matchup now in his favor. A 2 RBI double in his last at-bat that put the Larks on the board first. Pick-off attempt back in time is Stokes. The one from Roberge will be missed outside for ball number 1. Count moves to 1 even. As we're talking about how these games don't matter for conference play. Conference play has started in the RMBL, the Rocky Mountain Baseball League, as the Colorado Rough Riders currently in the first seed spot, undefeated on the season, 2-0, which is surprising because last year the Rough Riders went 4-22, and they already have half as many wins as they did last season. So it's nice to see the underdogs take a step up as another pickoff attempt by Roberge, not in time. Hayes Larks and Dodge City A's, you could call them a rivalry, but it's hard to say rivalry when it's been one-sided over the years as another pickoff attempt, unsuccessful. But the Larks last year, as they won 5 of 6, but with them being so close, I mean, it's like the Yankees and the Mets. I mean, when you're that close to each other, I mean, you're practically rivals. You just got to accept it. Next pitch to Espinal, swung on and missed. Count moves to 2 even. As Espinal will try to protect here and avoid the double play possibility. Shortstop playing closer to the bag than the second baseman for the A's. And Nyan Hayes at short. Cameron Johnson over at second. Stowell will miss the zone. Count moves to full. Full count. 1 out. Gotta be expecting fastball here. Especially just coming into the game. I assume the fastball is coming. 3-2. Swung on and missed by Espinal. As that will be the second out of the inning. So that brings us to Houston Russell. RBI single, stolen base, and came around to score in his last at bat. It looks like he's got some OU fans here at the ballpark as Larks fans give him a little cheer for him. More on conference games as the Western Nebraska Pioneers, who are the new team here in the 24th year of the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. They are the new team that makes their way into the conference. As Colorado Spring Outlaws, they will not be a part of the league this year. It said online there was the return of the Fort Collins Foxes. Now, I'm not quite sure what that means, as they were here last year. But the NBC and Rocky Mountain Baseball League website, they all say they're back. So, welcome back, I guess. But as the count is 1-1, here are 2 outs. Stokes still at first. Pickoff attempt to Stokes, not in time. Preston Roberge for the Dodge City A's, the right-handed thrower out of Iowa Lakes Community College. Freshman year for him. Good secondary lead from Stokes over at the first base side as the catcher and Velasco had to look him back after a ball went into the dirt. Beveridge batter and Brady Evans is on deck, or correction, in the hole. Next pitch outside, throw down to first, not in time as Stokes will get back. Three-one count. Shortstop playing back near the grass, away from the second base bag, as that'll be ball 4. As Houston Russell able to work a 5-pitch walk. Since the home run, 2 walks have occurred and 2 outs. So it brings up Will Carpenter. More around the conference as Colorado Rough Riders got a victory last night against the Denver Cougars in a 6-2 win on the road. The only conference game tonight scheduled at 6:35 p.m. start time over at City Park. As this will be put into play, we'll get back to that thought in a second. And a nice running play by the second baseman Johnson in time to get Carpenter out at first. Larks able to get 1 run on the board thanks to a solo shot by Trent Baker. As we'll head to the top third, Larks lead this one 5-0. Dalton Campbell's night will come to an end, and a new relief pitcher and Nolan Wilson will take over. As we saw it last night, the Larks limiting the arms and such, trying to get a feel of who's going to be the starters, who's going to be the guys they rely on in later innings. As this one be popped up down the right field foul line, running over and hustling towards it is Carpenter, but not in time as he'll get out of his reach. Campbell was able to go 2 innings pitched, only allowed 1 base runner. No walks, no strikeouts, all balls were hit into play. Only faced 6 batters. A 1-2-3 top of the first, and then your not normal 1-2-3 in the top of the second. The 0-2, this one we fouled over the big netting into the parking lot of Doom, as Jake Vassell, the first baseman, will have to protect here with an 0-2 count. Nolan Wilson pitched at Houston Christian University alongside his Hayes Larks teammate and Kevin Gross and Trent Baker, as breaking ball missing the zone. Count moves to 1-2. Wilson pitched an 8 1/3 innings pitch, got 6 strikeouts, didn't allow a home run, 9 appearances. His sophomore season, as his freshman year, he made 16 appearances on the mound, 15 innings pitched, and he's going to get his first punch out on the year. Strike 3, down goes Vassell. And the Larks are just grooving on all sides of the field, as first punch out on the season for Nolan Wilson comes via Jake Vassell. 8-hole batter, and Dominic Roberts, the designated hitter, will come up to bat for the Dodge City A's. First pitch to Roberts, swung on and missed in his freshman year for Nolan Wilson. In the 16 appearances he had in the 15 innings pitched, struck out 11 batters, allowed 2 home runs. So the next season he was able to fix the long ball, didn't give up any. And with the game of baseball pushing forward, I mean, the commissioner and Major League Baseball, they're really pushing for baseball is not being juiced, but more on the batter's side, as it brings more entertainment to the game. So as pitchers, you got to find a way to really deal with that and all the change and stuff and be able to keep a job in this league. As next pitch will miss outside the zone. In four of his first 4 relief appearances in his freshman season at Houston Christian, he didn't allow an earned run over 5 2/3 innings pitched. As a 2-2 pitch we put into play, over running to his right is Wilson. He'll fire to first in time for out number 2. As pitchers on both sides of the field have been able to get outs on their own. As now we head to the 9-hole hitter and Shannon Martin. Only 1 base hit on the day for the Dodge City A's. That 1 hit coming from Carson Johnson in the last inning. A's just looking to get a rally going and trying to fight back into this one, as 5-run game. They need to find a way to get on the board. But your Hayes Larks are just making it difficult, as putting a run in every inning so far in the 2 we've gone through. But 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Next pitch will find the zone for strike number 1. Wilson pitching from the full. This one will be put into play. Running over is Wilson himself. He'll take it to the bag himself for out number 3. Wilson comes into the ball game, gets himself a 1-2-3 as he sits down the bottom 3 part of the order. We head to the bottom of the 3rd to see if the Larks can continue their success on the offensive side as they lead this one by 5. As first pitch will be down low in the dirt. And that'll be ball number 1 to the catcher and Brady Evans. Evans grounded back out to the pitcher in his last at-bat. Hayes, Kansas, a German town, which means these Germans here love to drink. As him being the beverage batter, that's one thing that gets people to the ballpark is the beverage batter. It's just exciting to watch a guy. All of your money and all your hopes and dreams is on this batter in Brady Evans. Looking for him to get a base hit and give him that sweet taste of half-price beer. As that one's just foul, as you can hear the crowd and devastated by that. Let's see on deck. CJ Reed in the hole. 7, 8, and 9 here in the bottom of the third as the Larks look to extend their 5-0 lead. As Brady Evans with a 2-0 count here with no outs. This will be put into play to right field. That one might sneak down. It will. It'll get past the right fielder. It'll roll towards the wall, bounce off of it. Evans rounds first, halfway to second. He'll get there. A leadoff double for Brady Evans as half-price beverages for these Larks fans. A leadoff double from the beverage batter and Brady Evans. He gets his first base hit on the year. He had 2 walks and a hit by pitch in last night's contest. That was something Brady Evans was known for, was just getting on base by any mean. He had a .462 on base percentage last year. The year before, .410. And his freshman year at the Larks, he had a .516 on base percentage, which was his season high for the Larks. His freshman year for the Larks, he made a name for himself as .371 batting average, a .516 on base percentage, a slugging of .657, OPS 1100, nearly 1200. As now we had a Thomas Lissy, the left-handed batter. That one just missing outside the zone. Two one count. The third baseman, Thomas Lissy, who got hit by a pitch his last at-bat. Looks like either the pitch comm or the sunglasses came off of the catcher. So we'll head back to the batter's box. 2-1 count. Shortstop holding the runner on at Evans at second base. This pitch will miss the zone, fall down the count 3-1. Next pitch will find the zone. Count moves a full 3-2 count, no outs. A ball to the right side will move Evans to third base with ease. A deep fly ball will move him over as well. Larks Park known for being a home run ballpark. As this pitch will miss outside, ball 4. So Thomas Lissy will reach base for a second time today. This time by bases on balls, as he was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Runners on first and second for the 9-hitter, and C.J. Reed flew out to the center fielder to end the bottom of the first. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher, definitely in C.J. Reed's favor. His first pitch to Reed. Reed will be outside for a ball. C.J. Reed, played at Butler Community College this year. His team went 33-27. 19-13 in conference play. They swept Neosho County, the number 9 seed, in the opening round, the NJCAA Plain District Playoffs, as he'll put this one into play. A fly ball to center field, a high fly ball, making the grab as Weiserman's, as he'll make the catch for out number 1. All runners will remain at their base. As we head back to the top of the order, and Trent Baker with a walk-up song and Give Me That Money.
So left field and number 2, Trent Baker.
For the Dodge City A's, trying to look on the bright side for him as they're still in a double play possibility. But the Larks, with the top of the order due up, there could be trouble as Baker has reached base in every at-bat. Got walked to start the day off, came around to score and swiped the bag as well. Then last inning, hit a home run to lead off the inning. It was the only run scored in the bottom of the second. Has a chance to drive in a run here as Evans at second, Lissy at first. The pitch, a slider, he goes chasing. This one gets past the catcher, and Velasco as he'll head to the backstop as all runners will advance 90 feet. Evans is now at third, and Lissy at second. 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out for Trent Baker. Beautiful, hot night here at Larks Park. Clear skies, a couple of small clouds off in the distance, but no sign of rain for tonight's contest. As yesterday in Hayes, it did rain just a bit. Actually hailed in some parts of town. It actually hailed here at Larks Park, as that's where we were at before getting on the bus before heading down to Dodge City. It was hailing just a little bit, but it didn't stop the Larks and the A's from playing down to Cavalier Field as this one popped in the foul territory. Running over is the first baseman. Sliding effort, not in time for Vassell as we'll head back to the count and 1-2. As we talked about, Trent Baker played at Houston Christian University. His ball club this year missed the playoffs for the SLC. Went 18-31 overall, 9-15 in conference play. He did get the chance to play in the postseason for the Larks last year, where he batted .357, had 14 at-bats, 5 hits, a double, a triple, and 4 RBIs. 4 walks and only struck out once. It's one thing coaches love is a great walk to strikeout ratio. As this pitch gets away from Roberge and count moves to full here with 1 out. A 3-2 pitch from Roberge. That one will find the zone, strike 3, as Trent Baker will go down looking for the second out. Bring up Caden Ashton, the center fielder. Set the ball in play every time. Flew out to right and grounded out to the first baseman in his most recent at-bat. Played at Northeastern Oklahoma A&M. Went on 2 10-plus game hitting streaks. 1 for 11 games and 1 for 14 games. So you do the math, and 50 of the games played, he went on a total of 11 and 14 game hit streaks, put out the air 25 of those games of 50. He was coming up to bat in every game and getting a base knock. It doesn't include the games where he was cold one night and then came back and had a great night. As a fly ball in a shallow center field, shortstop will be called off by a center fielder, and Weiserman, he'll make the grab to the knee for out number 3. Larks unable to get a run across here at the bottom of the third, but they still lead this one 5-0 as we head to the top of the 4th. Nolan Wilson will head back to the mound to face off against the top of the order for the A's as they'll make their second appearance up to the plate as fourth inning, and the Larks have shut down all 9 batters. Larks with a comfortable 5-0 lead as Nolan Wilson will come out for his second inning of work. The first pitch from the right-hander from the full will be put into play. A fly ball to center field as tripping is Kane Asher on his own feet, but he's still able to get there in time for out number 1. Way to bounce back and come together and make a nice play. As 1 away now here in the top of the 4th. Shout out to Hayes Med, they game day sponsors, and they're also the game streaming sponsors, as we appreciate your cooperation and support of Hayes Larks Baseball. And while we're at it, thank you for tuning in on the Larks Network here on YouTube. We go live for all away games and home games. As next pitch to the second batter, and Grant Weisermans will get out of play, and the fans will shout, "Watch out," towards the kids as everyone around the ballpark on the sideline as they're just playing catch and such. A beautiful day at the ballpark. Baseball is back in Hayes, Kansas. As the 1-1 pitch from Nolan Wilson, he fires this one in to be hit in the play, but just goes foul right between the third base coach and the third baseman. Nolan Wilson, the sophomore, grew up in Hockley, Texas, attended Cy-Fair High School. Infield and outfield all in their respective depths. As next pitch, they're going to ask for a call down at the first base umpire. They're going to say he did not go. So count even 2 apiece. Here to the number 2 hitter and Grant Weisermans. Breaking ball, it falls out of the zone. Count moves to full. If you come by Larks Park, make sure to stop by the grill station in the Larks Nest, as it's the only place you can find the famous Larks Burger and Larks Hot Dogs. As a base hit here from Grant Weisermans will put out a runner on here in the top of the 4th. This brings up the 3 hitter and Nate Murphy, the left fielder. Grounded out to the third baseman his last at-bat. Nolan Wilson, first pitch from him here, will find the zone for strike number 1. Nolan Wilson, this season with Houston Christian, was able to pitch against teams like Texas A&M, Baylor, and even Houston, who we actually have a couple of Houston guys on the team this year. So once opponents, now teammates, as they look to win some games together here in Hayes, Kansas. As next pitch from Wilson will miss the zone. Count moves to 2-0. His last appearance this season for Houston Christian, Nolan Wilson was able to pitch against McNeese University on May 11th, where he went 2 innings pitched, allowed 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, and struck out 3 batters. Another one of these guys that we were really excited to see pitch on the mound. And I mean, everyone in this lineup and roster is just an exciting overall player, whether it's in the stats, the university they played for, or even just the history of Larks history, where if they've made appearance or they've played against us and such. Only 4 returners this year, a whole new ball club. As the 1-2 from Noah Wilson. Runner on the go, swung on a miss. The throw down from Evans. Will he slide off the bag? He does, and they're going to do a little dance, and he applies the tag And the umpires say, yes, he applied the tag. A strike him out, throw him out, double play. As once again, the Larks pitchers will only face 3 batters in the inning. They've allowed 2 base hits through 4 innings, but they've only faced 3 batters every half inning, as they still remain in the lead 5-0 here at Larks Park. Preston Roberts back to the mound for the bottom of the fourth. As the Larks 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up. Tabor Stokes will lead us off. Wilbert Espinal on deck. Houston Russell in the hole. All Larks batters besides 2 tonight have reached base. 5-0 ball game near the bottom of the fourth. As there's a pinch, or correction, nobody on the right. Tabor Stokes is up to bat. A single and a walk on the day, a stolen base, and a run scored. As time is called. A hot day it is right now. Still beautiful, but a little bit of a breeze. It's died off just a bit as the flag barely moving out in the left field corner. Was blown about 14 miles per hour in from right field to start, first pitch. And then wind slowly died off. It's the 1-1 pitch. We fouled off the foul netting. Count moves to 1-2. 81 degrees is the temperature right now. Supposed to, or correction, 88 degrees. Will be 81 degrees around 9 o'clock, and if this game goes to 10 o'clock, it'll be around 77 degrees. This next pitch bounces in the dirt. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Three extra base hits today from the Larks. 2 doubles and a home run. As Tabor Stokes looks to protect here, the 2-2 pitch. Just missing the zone as count moves to full. 3-2 count here with no outs to the leadoff batter, Tabor Stokes. Gotta expect fastball here, 3-2 count. This one swung on and missed by Stokes as they'll throw around the horn. That'll be out number 1 to start off the bottom of the fourth.
The right fielder, number 26, Wilbert Espinal.
Brings up the left-handed power threat, and Wilbert Espinal legged out a double in his first at-bat, drove in 2 RBIs. 1 for 2 day for him. First pitch missing outside for a ball. Wilbert Espinal will be transferring to Alabama State. He played at Murray State Community College this year. Had 199 at-bats, 312 batting average, 412 on base, a 583 slugging, an OPS of nearly 1,000. This next pitch misses his zone. Count moves to 2-0. Back in 2023, he got a chance to play with 2 former Larks players in Garrett Gruhl and Bryson Evans. Garrett Gruhl, who is the latest addition to the newest roster, as he will be coming back for his second year. We'll talk more about Garrett Gruhl as when his time comes, but he was a very underrated player who really dominated and just under the radar. He was so good, but we'll get more on him once he comes back to Hayes and gets into action. As count moves to 3-0 here. Might have the red light on here and take this pitch with a 3-0 count. That's what we've been seeing lately for the Larks, and we see it here as he'll take that one, ball 4. A 1-out walk given up from Roberge. So that brings up Houston Russell. Russell has reached base in his 2 at-bats today. An RBI single in the first, a walk in his last at-bat, back in the second. At the hour and 22 mark right now, just hitting the halfway mark in this contest. First pitch of Russell will be put down the line, and it will go foul, as no call was made from the umpire, but it was a foul ball, as Espinal will head back to first, and Houston Russell will head back to the batter's box. The 0-1 from Houston Russell will be down low for ball number 1. Count moves to 1 even. Houston Russell, the junior, played at OU this year. Didn't get any playing time, unfortunately. But with his time, he played at Seminole State in his sophomore season, where he appeared in 43 games, batted .391 with an on-base percentage of .531, 52 hits. 4 of those being home runs. In 2022, he appeared in 37 games and batted .293 with 7 home runs. This one will find the zone. Count moves to 1-2. Russell will look to protect as the middle infield playing near the second base bag in anticipation of a double play. Third baseman and Dalian playing near the third base line after Russell fouled one off nearly in fair play down the third base line. Russell will call time. As we were talking about, the hour 24 mark, we're just in the halfway in this one. Something that's changed at the major league level is where they added a pitch clock. And they do have a pitch clock in the NBC, as on the move is Espinal. The throw down comes off the bag, but able to keep his arm on the bag and get a stolen base, as Espinal will advance to second and will be in scoring position for Houston Russell, who took that ball. Count moves to 2-2. As a 2-2 pitch from Russell, another one down the left field foul territory and fouled off. Count remains 2-2. As I said, they do have a pitch clock. They only use it when things get a little ridiculous, as we saw a couple times last season. But come next season, the college that plays here at Larks Park during the college season for Hayes State they're planning on adding a pitch clock to the scoreboard. So it'll be interesting to see if the Larks and the NBC allow them to use that to be able to get games to go faster and such. As next pitch will find the zone, strike 3. As Roberge will sit down Russell for a second punch out of the inning, his 4th punch out on the day. First one caught looking for him. As that brings up Will Carpenter, left-hand batter. Played at John A. Logan College and then transferred to Ohio State. Only had 2 at-bats during this regular season. Got a run and a walk. First time he got on base at the D1 level was actually against Ohio State's rival at Michigan University, where he came around to score. The Ohio State and Michigan Wolverines rivalry, very intense rivalry if you watch football at all. I mean, that's always the game to watch. As Carpenter down the count here, 0-1, as Roberge will look back the runner at second, and Espinal. Couple of look backs, and then fires this one in. Will just clip the outside part of the zone for strike number 2, as starting to find his command and find the zone as gets ahead in the count once again, 0-2 here with 2 outs. Six base hits for the Larks today, as this one just missing outside the zone. Count moves to 1-2. Carpenter going to protect still here with the 1-2 count. Runner in scoring position with 2 away. This one missing outside the zone yet again. Looked like he was trying to go with the breaking ball there and just slipped out of his hands as the ball moved away from his body. And since it wasn't very fast, it got to be a breaking ball. It just slipped as 2-seam will run away or run in on a right-handed batter. But that one didn't have enough speed. As this one put into play, a little chopper to the second baseman. He'll field it off the hop, fire it to first. In time, the umpire says, for out number 3, as a 1-out walk leads to nothing as 4 batters come up for the Larks, and they leave 1 runner at second. As we'll head to the 5th inning. 5th inning, 5-0 Hayes Larks. The Fort Hays native, Luke Turbeek, will take over on the mound for Nolan Wilson. As Nolan Wilson had himself a great day, struck out 2 batters over 2 innings pitched, only allowed 1 base knock. As Wilson really made a good appearance in his first outing as a Lark. Luke Turbeek, though, a fun one indeed as he comes back for his 4th year as a Lark. And Larks fans were very excited to see him back as the crowd went wild for him. At the college level this season, he pitched for Fort Hays State over the last couple seasons, and this one's a fly ball to right field, and Turbeek will get his first out for the 2024 season thanks to a fly ball to the right fielder in Espinal. As we were saying, Luke Turbeek, he pitched at Fort Hays in the 2023 season for his junior year. And unfortunately, things didn't really work out, so baseball took a step back, and there was rumors that he was actually going to join the golf team and such. I heard he's a really good golfer, but he's just an all-around great guy, and a lot of Larks fans love him. They'll talk to him after the game. He's a really great overall guy from the Netherlands. And the Larks, they were looking for pitching, and they contacted him, and he was excited to come back and pitch once again in the red, white, and blue, as he'll come back for a 4th year, and he was dominant over his last 3 seasons for the Larks. So a great pickup indeed, as he falls on the count here 2-0 to the 5-hole hitter and catcher Isaiah Velasco. Flew out to the left fielder in his first at-bat. Next pitch finds the zone for strike number 1. Count moves to 3-1. The Larks are on pattern where in the odd innings, the first and third, they allow no base runners. And in the second and fourth, they'll allow 1 base runner and either get a double play via ground out or a double play via caught by stealing, a strikeout and caught by stealing. It's a great pattern to have for the Larks side, as next pitch just missing the zone. As that pattern was broken, we might have jinxed it, but that'll be a 5-pitch walk as Velasco will head down to first base. Double play possibility in effect as Bo Dallion will come up to bat. Pick off its head, back in time is Velasco. Luke Turbeek, over his 3 full years as a Lark, has pitched 88 1/3 innings pitch, started 15 games now, pitched in 29, started in 14, has pitched in 29 now, including today's start. Has faced 370 batters. He's only allowed 23 earned runs over those 88 1/3 innings pitched, while striking out 79, and has a win and loss record of 10-1, and an overall ERA of 2.34. He's just dominated for the Larks year in and year out. And he comes back for another ride and try to find their way back to the NBC World Series. As we talked a little bit about in the pregame show for yesterday's away game, the Larks, who were dominant all season, they were one of the best teams we've seen in so long. And they were so good. I mean, they were 38-8. They were undefeated at home until mid-July, where the Liberal BJs were able to get 2 victories down here, as a ground ball put into play but just goes foul, as Velasco will head back to first, and Dallion will remain the at-bat with a 2-2 count here with 1 out. But like we were saying, I mean, they dominated all last season, and the year prior, they had actually made it to the NBC World Series. They just fell short. But last season, they're in the first pool play game, they lost the Hudson Monarchs, who went on to win the NBC World Series. As this ball gets away from Evans, gets behind him to the backstop, able to pick it up, but unfortunately, as Velasco advanced to second, as now count moves to full here with 1 out. full count pitch as Terbeek looks back over at second, fires one in. This will be put into play. Evans will run towards it. The runner was not on the go. The batter, as he looks at the umpire, is like that ball went foul. And he's going to ask the third base coach to come over and talk with the home plate umpire and discuss this one. The runner at second did not advance. If everything goes right, they were able to get the out at first. And the call on the field stands, as it's going to be a ground out that went right in front of the mound, or right in front of the home plate, as Brady Evans was able to pick it up and fire it on to first. As it brings up Jake Bassel, the first baseman, 0 for 1 on the day, struck out. This is the first time tonight the Dodge City A's have had 4 batters come up to bat in this ball game. First, second, third, and fourth, there was only 2 hits allowed, but a strike him out, throw him out double play, and then a ground ball 6-4-3 double play. Or correction, it was a line out. It was that amazing play by the shortstop by Stokes, where he caught the ball on the line drive and fired to first in time to get the runner out over there. His first pitch breaking ball misses the zone. Luke Terbeek, known for his nasty breaking ball, his slider was his most commonly used pitch last season. He would throw it first pitch slider. It would catch the batters off guard, and then he would work it as a broken bat goes flying, goes farther than the ball, as firing it over to first in time is Lissy for out number 3, as Luke Terbeek will face the most batters in that half inning today of 4, as able to leave the runner stranded at second with no runs allowed here in the bottom of the 5th. We head to the top of the 6th, 5-0 Hayes Larks. Tonight's beverage batter, Brady Evans, up to bat here in the bottom of the 5th. As first pitch Missed it, actually, so first pitch thrown in there. Brady Evans, extra base hit in his last at-bat, the double. Got the fans going. Got them their half-price beverages. As next pitch will find the zone, count moves to 1 even. Evans gets a hold of one, throws this one out to left field. That ball carrying towards the light pole, but it'll get out of play. Had nearly the distance to get out of here. Larks Park, known for the home run ball to left field. To left field, 322 feet is the distance. To right field is 319. And out in dead center, 405. There is a warning track out there to let the outfielders know, and there's a fly ball as there's a pop-up right here. They'll stay in the infield as he'll pop out to the second baseman and Johnson for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. New pitcher into the ball game for the Dodge City A's. That new pitcher being Frank Tinoco, the right-handed thrower out of Oxnard Community College, sophomore season. It's got the, looks like a red or pink glove on the mound. Doesn't really go with the Dodge City A's color schemes, but it could be the glove he uses for his college over in Oxnard. The 0-1 pitch will miss the zone. Count moves to 1 even. Larks bats jumped out of the gates early with a 4-run bomb in the first, and then added another in the bottom of the second thanks to a Trent Baker solo blast. Have not scored since as a ground ball hit to the second baseman at Johnson. A couple throw hops and fires it over to first in time for out number 2. Last 4 Larks batters have all gone down in a row. The last 3 batters have all grounded out or popped out to the second baseman. So it brings up C.J. Reed, the 9-hole hitter, at 7-8-9 up here in this part of the game inning. Last time C.J. Reed was up to bat, we were talking about his postseason play as he got a chance to play in the NJCAA Plains District Tournament. They swept Neosho in the opening round. Batted second and leadoff. Batted in the second and the leadoff spot in the playoffs. Hit a home run in back-to-back games in that series. Unfortunately, their season came to an end after they lost in the second round to the number 1 seed Johnson County College. They went on to the losers bracket where they defeated Cloud County College 9-0, but then lost the next round to Cali College in a 17-16 battle. That one was back and forth nonstop. As C.J. Reed will put this one back in play, right back to the pitcher. And Tinoco fires it to first for out number 3. Larks go down 1-2-3, but they'll head to the top of the 6th with a 5-0 lead. Luke Terbeek back to the mound here in the top of the 6th. Larks lead this one 5-0 as 8, 9, and 1 due up here in the top of the 6th. Dominic Roberts, the designated hitter, making his second at-bat on the day. Grounded out back to the pitcher, and Nolan Wilson back in the 3rd. The Larks have used 3 pitchers today. The game plan for head coach Frank Leo was to use the bullpen and go with the bullpen strategy, similar to what the Brewers and the Rays do in the major league level. But right now, it's just trying to figure out who's going to be their starters, who's going to be their main guys that go through. So we'll see a lot of pitchers come in and come out of the order, or come in and come out of the games for the next couple of games. As a ground ball to the second baseman, and C.J. Reed was made cleanly, and we have 1 out here at the top of the 6th. Yesterday, the Larks went through 4 pitchers. Ismael Cordoba started us off. Kevin Goss came in second for appearance. Blake Lembeck for 3rd appearance, and then Felix Brenner finished the game out. Shout out to Blake Lembeck, as his girlfriend is here today, and Lily Dame, as she gets to come down to Larks Ballpark, check it all out. As Blake Lembeck, he is from Tucson, Arizona. That's where he grew up. He plays college baseball in New Mexico. So shout out to Lily for coming down to Hayes today and making an appearance and supporting the Hayes Larks. As next pitch fouled out of play. Count moves to 2-1 here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Lembeck did, as we said, Lembeck did appear in yesterday's game. Our stats are still trying to be recovered from that one, as this one from Terbeek will clip the batter in Martin, as a runner will head to first, and that brings up the top of the order for the Dodge City A's. Nyan Hayes 0 for 2, a ground out to the pitcher and a fly out to center.
Top of the batting order, the shortstop, number 33, Nyan Hayes.
First pitch to the top of the order, and Nyan Hayes will be ruled a ball. Count moves to 1-0. Luke Terbeek, who grew up in the Netherlands, went to Herbert Vissers College for high school. I don't know why it says college, but that's what we got on the sheets. But he played at Arizona Western College his freshman year, and then transferred to Mid-America Christian University, and then transferred his junior year to Fort Hays State. As next pitch from Terbeek will find the zone for strike number 1. First strike to Hayes, and that's not bad. His count moves to 2-1 here with 1 out. 11 hits on the ball game so far. 6 from the Larks, 5 from the A's. Correction, actually, 2 hits from the A's in this one, as this one will be fouled out of play.
Still giving away dollar bills for foul balls when you return it to the Larks nest.
Sun starting to set. We got a beautiful background or backdrop view of the beautiful sky. As the next home game, we'll get that camera angle fixed for you guys so we can see more of the backstop. But for now, you get a beautiful sky picture as a swinging. What a weird turn of events. Nyan Hayes swung, threw it to right field, slip fell down. The catch made by Espinal, and then he fires the first in time for the double play. What a turn of events. I'm lost for words as they get the double play, and that ends the top of the 6th. We'll head the bottom 6. Larks lead 5-0. Frank Tinoco back to the mound as Trent Baker in the top of the order due up, and Caden Ashton next in Tabor Stokes. Baker 1 for 2 on the day, 2 runs scored, a walk, stolen base, and a home run that came back in the second inning. That's the last time the Larks scored. And that was kind of thing with yesterday's ball game we saw from the Larks. They came out the gate strong, hitting really well. And as the game went on, didn't really get a lot of guys on base. As a ground ball to second baseman, just Baker's speed might be able to run it out. No, not in time. As just beats Baker to the bag. As that will be the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. Miley Cyrus makes her way into Hayes, Kansas, as that's Caden Ashton's walk-up song, Party in the USA. Don't think we'll get copyrighted for talking about the song, but just in case, we'll try not to talk about it. But 0-1 count here after a first pitch strike from Tinoco. Hard swing from Ashton, swung on a miss. Falls in the count 0-2. Ashton looking to protect here. Center fielder and Weiserman moving in a bit. Right fielder playing a bit back, but for Larks Park, that's a reasonable position for him. Sorry about that, I got a little distracted up here in the press box as Caden Ashton got out. And that's all I can tell you right now. We'll find out. We'll find out here in a minute. But nonetheless, 2 away as the next batter in Tabor Stokes due up. Stokes got a single back in the first, came around to score, stole a base while he was at it, and got walked in the second. The Larks have yet to get a base runner since the 4th, and have yet to get a base hit since the 3rd. As they do really well at starting out the gates hot. And we've seen that in the first game, and we saw it last year too, as a pop-up behind home plate. A nice grab by Velasco as he gets under in time for out number 3. The Larks go down 1-2-3 here in the 6th inning. We'll head to the top of the 7th, nearing the 7th inning stretch. Don't you worry, we're almost there as the Larks lead this one 5-0. new pitcher into the ball game, and Aiden Schnigel, as we'll get his graphic fixed for you guys. Kind of hard to see the numbers from up here, so we'll get that fixed for you guys. As there we go, Aiden Schmidgel making his first appearance on the mound this season for the Larks. As just misses his own, count moves to 2-1. Schmidgel, who is a submarine pitcher. You don't see these types of pitchers anymore, and it's mainly because, it's a higher chance of hurting yourself, unfortunately. It's a lot of tear on that arm, and being a right-handed thrower and such, as he's been able to make it work as his freshman year here in college. He made it work in high school. As this one will be poked in the right field, that will get past. Nope, it's the right fielder, and Espinal is able to make a sliding stop and prevent it going to the wall, preventing it from preventing a triple possibility. Still a double, as a leadoff double for Grant Weisermans. As Luke Turbeek's day comes to an end. Luke Turbeek, just like all the other Larks pitchers so far, went 2 innings pitched. Walked 1 and hit 1 batter. No strikeouts, but no earned runs allowed. A good appearance for Luke Turbeek for his first time back since last year for the Larks. As we said, he didn't pitch at the college level this year, so nice to see him have a good outing in his first outing back on the mound, and hope to see more as he's been such a solid pitcher over the last 4 years for the Hayes Larks. As a new Lark, and Aiden Schmidgel takes over, has to work with a runner in scoring position, was already pitching from the stretch. As next pitch finds his own, count moves to 1-1. Schmidgel, the right-handed thrower, 6'1", freshman, 150-pound right-handed thrower out of Yuma, Arizona. Attended Gila Ridge High School and went to Arizona Western Community College this year. He was part of that. He was part of that really good community college where it's a lot of top colleges in the Arizona in the Arizona area. As it's getting late in the night, starting to lose my voice a bit, but we'll make it work. But Arizona Western, they were a dominant team in the tournament as they were the number 3 seed, with 37-17 on the year, 24-14 conference play. As Schmidgel gets ahead in the count 1-2 here. Made 14 appearances on the mound, had a save, pitched 21 2/3 innings pitched. Struck out 14 batters over those 21 2/3 innings. As the next pitch, Nate Murphy. This one go foul off the bat, it looks like. As runner was on the move, and Weisermans, as he'll head back to second. As Nate Murphy will have to work with a 2-2 count here with no outs. Left side of the infield shifted just a bit. Shortstop playing more towards the third baseman's side. The second baseman playing up close near the bag. As next pitch misses his own, count moves to full here with no outs. Dodge City has not got a base hit since the 4th before that double. Nice to see the bats get going for them, as they're just trying to make this a contest, as the Larks have the pitching side has just dominated all throughout, as they'll lose him here for ball 4 on the full count pitch. First 2 batters reach base, and now we got runners on first and second with no outs, with Carson Johnson due up to bat. A cleanup batter batting in the cleanup spot, second baseman. 1 for 2 day for him. Got caught in a double play back in the second after Stokes made that incredible play. Ran to his left, jumped high, made the grab, and Johnson, who was already halfway down the line, thinking it was going to go through, he got thrown out at first. First pitch to Johnson. Will find the zone for strike number 1. Schmidgall, we're talking more about his college year this season over at Arizona Western. They made it to the playoffs. They got swept by Pima Community College. There is one guy on the Larks roster from Pima Community College, and Garrett Hicks, who originally that's who we thought was coming to the ball game, but it was actually number 19 in Aiden Schmidgall. Also another Pima Community College native, and Seth Lee, as they were the ones that ended their season. Arizona Western was actually ranked 13th in the nation at one point for the community college level. The lights are on here at Larks Park as the sun is starting to rest here on a beautiful Wednesday night. Even with it being Wednesday, the fans showed up to support the Larks as a hard hit ball to left field will go towards Trent Banger. He'll run it down, make the grab. As heading back to second base is Weiserman and Johnson and Murphy back to first. A line out to the left fielder, and Baker one away now here in the top of the 7th. So brings up the catcher in Isaiah Velasico. 0 for 1 day, a walk and a fly out to left. Double play possibility still in effect for the Larks. And Schmidgall, in 14 or 11 of his 14 appearances, he only allowed 1 earned run or less. A solid pitcher Schmidgall is. And for all the families watching here on the Larks Network, we invite you to stop by Larks Park sometime during the season to come support the Larks and obviously your sons and such, as we're happy to have you guys down here. And a double steal attempt will work for Dodge City A's as they'll swipe second and third. 2 runners now in scoring position with 1 out. Double play possibility goes out the window. One count now from Schmidgall to Velasico. Swung on and missed by the catcher. Count moves to 1-2 in Schmidgall's favor. And correction, it was actually an 0-2 count, and that's going to be a punch out for Schmidgall. That'll be his first strikeout on the season, as now 2 away with 2 runners on base, as the number 6 hitter and Bo Dalian will come up to bat. The third baseman, 0 for 2 on the day. Man, tough day for him. As I look at this, he lined down that double play, a hard hit ball right to, or not right to, but towards the shortstop area, and Stokes where he made that great play. But then after that, it was that awkward ball that went off a home plate. He thought it went foul, but it did not. As this ball is to be poked to the right field, that'll get down the shallow right field. 1 run will score. They're going to hold the runner at third. And Murphy, an RBI single for Dalian, as Dodge City A's will bounce on the board for their first time this evening as they cut the deficit to 4.
Now having the first baseman, number 12, Chase Maxwell.
So the Larks do not blink the A's here in Hays, Kansas. Still a great size crowd here at Larks Park, as a bit more seating now than at the start of the game, but still, I mean, there's barely any seats as Larks just bring in the whole town to come support. It's always a good time here at Larks Park. You got great music, great food. For the most part, always a great team. I mean, the last 2 years should tell you that alone. As the next pitch will be a line drive into center field. Running in a center fielder, Nashville, but that's going to get down as another RBI single for the Athletics extends this half inning as 2 runs come around to score in the top of the 7, and now that brings up the tying run and Dominic Roberts up to bat. So back-to-back RBI singles for the Athletics, giving the dugout a bit of life. First pitch to Roberts finds the zone for strike number 1. Schmigel able to get ahead in the count once again. This ball be put into play as Schmigel run over and flip it underhand toss with the glove to first in time for out number 3. As the Larks are able to withhold their lead. They're able to withhold their lead, but now it's a 5-2 ball game as we'll head into the 7th inning stretch. As if you're at home, turn up your TV and such, as we'll get the 7th inning stretch playing here on the Larks Network. Back here on the Larks Network. Spinall will come up to bat here in the bottom of the 7th. Larks still lead this one 5-2, a 3-run lead. Larks looking to get a bit more cushion as they've yet to score since the 2nd inning. In the first 2 innings, they were able to get 5 total hits, work out 2 walks and a hit by pitch as Espinal will go down, strike 3. As first out of the bottom of the 7th is recorded. We'll head to Houston Russell. Houston Russell will come up to bat here with 1 out. RBI single for him back in the first. A stolen base on top. He put this one in play. A hard hit ground ball to the shortstop. And Hayes will crow hop fired on the first in time for out number 2. Larks bats have gone a bit quiet.
The first baseman, number 25, Will Carpenter.
Last 10 batters for the Larks have gone down in a row. But it's never too late to get things going, as insurance runs are always a plus in baseball, especially with how things can turn in the later innings, as Will Carpenter will be the 3rd batter here in the bottom of the 7th. And we apologize on the graphics part, as trying to keep up with the stats at the same time and then get you guys who's up to bat, as last couple of seasons, people were always wondering, well, who's up to bat? Sometimes we didn't know, and this year we decided to add this to it, so that way you Larks faithful know your guys and get to know them a bit more as we talk about them. As a 1-1 count, here are 2 outs. This ball will just miss outside the zone. Count moves to 2-1. It's the first baseman, Will Carpenter, a single for him back in the first, stole a base, was stranded at third to end the first inning. The 2-1 pitch will come inside and not hit him. Came over the line of the batter's box, but did not clip him. As count moves to 3-1, here we're 2 away. Will Carpenter, during his time at John A. Logan College, batted .306 with 60 base hits, 44 runs. They're going to say he win. That'll be a strike. Count moves to full. 3-2 count now. Had 9 home runs and 55 RBIs in the 2023 season. It was a 2-time all-conference selection prior to going to Ohio State, as that one will miss outside the zone. Ball 4. A 2-out walk. Could this lead to something in a possible 2-out rally for the Larks? And Brady Evans, beloved for his dedication, his loyalty to the Larks, but also loved tonight because he's the beverage batter. He got half-price drinks for the Larks in the third inning. Unfortunately, a beer's going for $1 now. I don't think they'll be doing 50 cents a beer, so we're going to say more than likely for this half inning there probably won't be a quote-unquote beverage batter. But say still great discount on beer down the Larks. And that stop by Larks Park throughout the season. If you're tuning in, we appreciate you guys tuning in, but come down to the ballpark, check out beautiful Larks Park, Hays, Kansas. Go down Main Street and check out the town as a ground ball finds a hole in the left field, and Brady Evans gets his second base hit on the day. As the 2-out rally is still lingering in effect as a walk and a single. As the PA announcer said, it would still be half-price beers, so hey, even better. As the Larks have 2 runners on now, here with 2 away in a 5-2 ball game. That base hit by Evans was the first hit since the third inning for the Larks. So it brings up the 8-hitter Thomas Lissy, hit by a pitch and a walk on the day. That one almost clipping the first base coach and Ben Tienis, his first year assistant coaching for the Larks. Welcome to the crew, welcome to the team, welcome to the family, as a lot of old faces are back once again. Frank Leo, Keith Harper, Andy Loon, all back once again for another year of coaching for the Hays Larks. The legendary head coach Frank Leo has been a part of this team for a long time, even played for the organization. His number was number 10 back in the day, whenever that was. As a 1-1 count here with 2 outs to the 8-hitter and Thomas Lissy. So that one would be low. Count moves to 2-1. Lissy, who played at University of Houston this year, had 36 at-bats, appeared in 27 games, was mainly the pinch hitter. A pinch hit in 19 appearances on the season. Had a great walk-to-strikeout ratio of 9-5. 6 hits, a double, and 4 RBIs. Had a stolen base on top of it. The sophomore infielder who also played at Houston his freshman year, started in 12 games, appeared in 27, had 54 at-bats, 14 hits, a home run, a double, and a triple with 11 RBIs. And the biggest improvement from 2023-2024 was his walk-to-strikeout ratio, where he walked more and struck out less. As he'll get a walk right here, ball 4, bases loaded with 2 outs, as it brings up the 9-hitter C.J. Reed. A walk, single, and a walk, as the Larks look to get some insurance runs, as the Dodge City head coach. And Dakota Young will head out to the mound. This could be the end of the night for Frank Tinoco. And looks like it might not be, as they're still out there talking things over. There's only one arm warming up in the pen, and he's not even throwing. But we're going to take a quick break here on the Larks Network as we have our mound visit. As a ball hits the second baseman, will be out number 3 to end the 7th inning. As the Larks leave the bases loaded, and Tinoco able to get a 1-pitch 1 out. As we'll head to the top of the 8th, Larks lead this one 5-2. back here at Larks Park as Schmidgall will go back to the mound for his second inning of work. As Shannon Martin up to bat here in the top of the 8th. Larks can get 6 outs on the pitching side. They'll come away with their first victory on the season. As we said earlier in the ball game, this is a non-league game. Even though they're in the same league, these games are considered their spring training before the season begins. So it won't affect conference play. But overall record, it does affect that. So at the end of the season, when we talk about the overall record, we will have that Dynasty A's loss. And if the Larks get a victory today, it would be in there. As Schmidgall ahead in the count, 1-2 here with no outs. The pitch, this one swung on a miss, strike 3. Down goes Martin, and Schmidgall gets his second punch out on the day.
Top of the batting order, the shortstop, number 33, Hayes.
So it brings us to the top of the order once again in Nyan Hayes. The shortstop 0 for 3 on the day. Has put the ball in play every at-bat. A couple of flyouts and a ground out in his first at-bat on the day. Aiden Schmidgall on the mound for the Larks and our first camera problem of the night as that foul ball went right off the camera, as we'll take a moment to get that fixed for you guys, as we'll be back in just a moment. As the camera has been fixed, and during that time, a new pitcher is coming into the ball game, so we'll take some more time to figure out who our new pitcher will be as Aiden Schmidgall's day will come to an end. It's possible it could be Trent Baker. He was supposed to be pitching today. I think he was the 4th in line, so it could be him. As we'll take a short break here on the Larks Network.
Join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Join me down.
As we'll have a little break here in the action. We'll give you the audio as one of our cameras is about to die, so we're getting them switched out for you guys real quick. As first pitch for the new pitcher into the ball game, Logan LaPierre. He'll come into the ball game for his first appearance on the year. 6'5" right-handed thrower out of Omaha, Nebraska. Played at Southeast Nebraska College. As the count moves to 1-1 as our faithful Ace Neuberger doing a great job getting our cameras all situated at the moment as we are almost back to live for you guys. 2 away, though, here in the top of the 8th. This one we called a strike. Count is now full, apparently, as I hear that in my right ear from the other play-by-play announcer for the Dodge City A's. So full count pitch coming from the tall 6'5" Logan LaPierre, as that one just missing the zone. And that'll be ball 4. As a shout out to Ace Neuberger for getting our cameras all situated and fixed for us, as now we'll have a time in the action as our next batter will talk things over with the third base coach and Nate Murphy after a walk from Grant Weiserman. Stay tuned in this weekend for the Hayes Larks, as they will be the Hayes Larks. They'll be back here in Hayes for this weekend to face off against the Denver Cougars for their first series here at home for a conference league play. These are the games that are going to matter most down the stretch. As one of our cameras is our new camera is a bit frozen at the moment. As we'll go back to our audio screen for you guys. As had to switch cameras. One was about to die on us, so we swapped it with a celebration camera. So no more celebration camera from the dugout, unfortunately. But nonetheless, 2 away here in the top of the 8th. 0-1 count to the number 3 hitter in Nate Murphy. Worked a walk in his last at-bat, came around to score for the second run of the ball game for Dodge City. As the camera is back and running now, as 0-2 count. Here were 2 outs to the 3 hitter Nate Murphy. As runner on the go, this one swung on a miss, strike 3. Strike him out, Logan LaPierre, as that will end the top of the 8th. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th, where the Larks try to get some insurance runs before they head to the top of the 9th. New pitcher into the ball game for the Dodge City A's and Jack Mayer. We're going to take a quick break. We're just going to have the live stream going here on the Larks Network, as we're going to have to use a bathroom break before we get to the 9th inning, as we'll be back with you in just a moment.
Jack Meyer on the mound, leading off the inning, the left fielder, number 2, Trent Baker. The center fielder, number 8, Caden Ashton. The shortstop, number 6, Tabor Stokes.
As we're back here on the Larks Network after that short bathroom break, and we're back at it as the Larks have a little rally going as we were gone, but as a base hit there from Tabor Stokes as that brings up Wilbert Espinal. As no more player icons, unfortunately, as our camera got switched up, so no more player icons for the rest of the game. We'll just let you know who's up to bat. And Wilbert Espinal, 2 RBI, double back in the first, a walk in the fourth. Stole second while he was at it. 1-0 pitch. Two-0 pitch, missing up high for ball number 3. 3-0 count. Red light might be on here for Espinal. 3-run ball game. Gotta think they're just gonna be patient and let him throw. Try again. The throw strike again. He's gonna be swinging. He got the green light. That one almost went on for our camera yet again, as we got a magnet behind there at home plate. 3-1 count now. 1 out. Stokes at second, Baker at first. Next pitch will fall to the zone for a strike. Count moves to full. Double play is in effect for the A's. Larks just trying to get some insurance runs before we head to the top of the 9th. Got to assume Logan LaPriere will be pitching in the 9th. As this one's popped up. That's to get out of the stands. That might bounce in front of us. It goes off of the press box. As we got a roof over our head, so we're good. But that one went right off the top of the press box. Wilbert Espinal trying to put a hole in the roof up here. As he tries to now try to get an RBI hit, as he's going to hit a high ground ball that bounces high. Running throw from the shortstop in Hayes. Able to throw him out for out number 2. As 2 away now with 2 runners to score possession at second and third. With Houston Russell up to bat. The DH for tonight's game. His first 2 at-bats had an RBI single, a walk, and a stolen base. Grounded out in his last at-bat. Has a chance to get a pair of RBIs here to extend the Larks' lead. First pitch be fouled out of play. A very humid night as I was running back up the stairs. I mean, it's very sticky. It's like that feeling in the air right now. As all the Larks players, they're all covered up, so they might not be feeling it as well. As Houston Russell rocking, it looks like he's got a longer right arm sleeve than he does the left. Got the shin guard on the front foot. Back to the batter's box. 0-1 pitch. That one finds the zone for strike number 2. Count moves to 0-2. We were 2 away. Just trying to get some insurance runs before we head to the top of the 9th, where the Larks look to get 3 outs and come away with their first home victory on the year and their first victory overall on the year. The 1-2. This one fouled off yet again as Russell battling up there. Russell in his high school days, he attended Cal Albert High School in Midwest Oklahoma. He earned 5A Player of the Year and First Team All-State and First Team All-City honors his senior year. 4-year letter winner in both baseball and football. As he probably could have gone to both sports. He's a very big athlete, 6'1", 212 pounds. And you got to be a big athlete these days to be catching behind the dish, as he caught in yesterday's contest down at Dodge City. Breaking ball, it just stays up high enough for a ball. Count moves to full. Full count, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. So the runners will not be in motion as first base is unoccupied. As a 3-2. Hard hit ball almost takes out the runner at third base.
Have your raffle tickets ready, ladies and gentlemen. We're giving away 2 cash prizes at the end of this half inning.
Full count pitch once again. Here are 2 outs. The pitch. This one will be down low in the dirt. And we'll have bases loaded yet again here with 2 outs. Big RBI spot for Will Carpenter. Had a single back in the first, has put the ball in play in every at-bat besides his 7th at-bat where he got, or besides the at-bat in the 7th where he got walked. It's time on the mound to talk things over. See how they want to approach this here. Force it any bag. The infield will be playing back as the only out, the out they just needs at first. So they're going to be playing deep in their positions, trying to just get the out at first. But still got to be quick enough to hustle over and cover the bag in case a ground ball up the middle that they're able to get to. As this one's going to be a hard hit ground ball to the first baseman. He picks it out, runs over, sliding effort at first. Safe, they called, as a head first slide helps the Larks get an insurance run thanks to Will Carpenter. An RBI single that he legged out as the bases will remain loaded. And the Dodge City A's, they're asking for an appeal as the head coach will head out to the field and ask for an appeal from the home plate umpires. He had a good view from his angle as well. But an RBI single from Houston Russell. That'll be his second on the day. Bases or from Will Carpenter will be his first on the day, as they'll bring up Brady Evans, who is 2 for 4 himself. The Larks extend their lead by 4. And what a better time to have your beverage batter come up. And the crowd goes wild. Brady Evans with a chance to get another base hit to make these Larks fans happy, but a chance to put this one away with one swing of the bat. First pitch swing, and that ball goes in the foul territory in play. The 0-1, half-hard swing. They're going to say he did go, so count will move to 0-2 here with 2 outs. Brady Evans, who drove in 20 RBIs last season and 89 at-bats, looking at a pair here and possibly put this one in the books for the Larks. The junior catcher from southeastern Oklahoma, he puts this one to play to center field. Running back to the center fielder and Wiserman, but Wiserman's going to track it down, comes to a knee yet again, and makes the catch for out number 3. Off the bat, it looked good, but did not go far, as that will end the 8th inning. We head to the top of the 9th. The Larks 3 outs away from getting their first victory on the year here at home and overall. Three outs away from the Larks getting their first victory on the year. As their first game at home, they put on a show for the Larks. As we'll have a pinch hitter for Dodge City come into play. And Eric Mendoza, actually in high school, he's a senior in high school, uncommitted at the moment. But he'll get an at-bat here in the 9th inning. First pitch from Logan LaPriere is going Going to be ruled a ball.
Just tell them who you want to interview.
As the 2-0 pitch finds the zone for a strikeout, moves to 2-1. For the pinch hitter and Eric Mendoza. Next pitch gets away from Logan LaPrairie. This count moves to 3-1. The next pitch, this one will be missed way outside. Correction, count was 2-1, so now count will be 3-1. Here to the leadoff batter in Mendoza. La Prairie, hometown Omaha, Nebraska. Pitched at Southeast Nebraska College this year. Community college, actually. As time will be called, Keith Harper will go out to the mound, talk things over as starting to lose a bit of the command, just trying to see if everything's good. As 3-1 count here with no outs to the leadoff batter, and the Logan La Prairie, who pitched this year at Southeast Nebraska. 9 innings pitched, struck out 13 batters. Strikeout per inning was above 1. ERA of 4.0. A 1-1 win-loss record through 9 appearances. In his last 4 appearances on the season, he did not allow an earned run and only a walk once over 4 innings pitched. A dominant relief pitcher he was. All of his appearances coming out of the bullpen. No starts for him. And he might be the Larks closer, as he's got some gas on him, as that one fires in there for strike 3. I guess we have the count wrong. That's strike 3. Larks get their first out here. They get their first out here in the top of the 9th, as didn't take long as Keith Harper came out, walked away, and he got a punch out. So happy faces all around the Larks infield right now. So that brings us to Isaiah Velasico. First pitch finds his own for strike 1. The next time these two teams will be facing off against each other will be on June 11th here at Larks Park at home. As we said, make sure to be tuned in for Friday's game. Start time 7 o'clock Central Time here at Larks Park. Come down to the ballpark or hop in on the Larks live stream to catch some live baseball and see if the Larks can get some conference wins, as that one will miss way outside, way up and outside. Friday start time 7 o'clock, Saturday start time 7. And then Sunday's game, the non-league game, that will be at 6 o'clock, as the Denver Cougars want to be able to get back before it gets too dark out. And by too dark, I mean not 4 in the morning, as next pitch will just miss the zone. Count moves to 3-1. Middle infield for the Larks playing back. Just needing the out. Next pitch swung on a miss. Count moves to full here with 1 away. Larks were able to get 8 base hits tonight, while Dodge City 5. A 6-2 ball game do not believe there's any errors during the game, but I could be wrong on that part. So I do have 2 on the scoreboard. As a full count pitch, this one be put into play to left field. That ball carrying a little. Trent Baker will run back, race back towards the fence, towards the wall, and that will bounce off the wall, stay in play. Baker will try to find it. He'll fire it in, and that'll just be a stand-up double for Isaiah Velasico. As the A's looking to continue this ball game on. There's still hope for the Athletics, as only a 4-run ball game. It's not entirely impossible to find a way to get back into this, as another pinch hitter will come up to bat, and Remington Miller, a Barton Community College, future Barton Community College player. He is also another senior in high school. 2 high schoolers playing on the field in today's contest. The Larks, last time they had a high schooler come play under head coach Frank Leo was a couple years ago during the Dylan Dreiling era, where Dylan Dreiling, the Tennessee commit, where he's actually playing in Omaha right now to try to punch his ticket to a national championship game. On a better note, Kansas State's also in there, but respects to our former Lark player and Dylan Dreiling, a former Hayes native who actually attended Hayes High School, as him and his baseball career is taking off, as he's projected to go number 3 in the MLB draft. His first pitch to Remington Miller be fouled out of play by this senior high schooler. And the last time before Dylan Dreiling, we had a high school player come to play, as time's called, as Carpenter was not back after chasing that foul ball down. Flat Prairie is in the zone. He is ready to go and get a win for the Larks in this same opportunity. This one be fouled off the netting behind us. Umpire will try to get some more balls and such. But the last time before Dylan Dreiling would have been Brock Loomis. He was another Hayes High baseball player who got a chance to come play when he was a senior in high school. As unfortunately we don't have our celebration camera right now, but we got two little bat boys running out some balls to the umpire. Nice to see here at Larks Park. As back to the batter's box we go. Logan LaPrairie, 0-2 count, 1 out. 4-run difference, and time is called. Might be some mind games going on out there now. As LaPrairie, he was ready to go. He was already on the mound, ready to get locked in and go out there and try to get a punch out. The 0-2 count. This one fouled off, as Miller will stay alive. Stay tuned in for our post-game show, as we'll do a quick final score, box score for you guys, and then we got to run down to the field and do our on the field post-game Larks interview with some of the guys and some of the players, and then we'll come back up here and we'll have our post-game show. We'll talk about the game and some future matchups and some stuff we saw tonight that we really enjoyed watching, and what's to come really for the Larks' future. As this one will get away from Logan, count moves to 1-2. And you got to give it to Miller. He is just staying alive right now, fighting it off. Not the biggest guy on the field, but heck, he swings like he is. I mean, he'll call time again. Now, I am surprised that that new rule did not come into the NBC, but technically you're not supposed to take more than one batter's break. As this one finally gets LaPrairie swinging for strike 3. Runner was on the move. He swiped third, but a punch out nonetheless. 2 away here in the top of the 9th, as Logan LaPrairie tries to sit down the Dodge City Athletics and come away with a victory, as Jake Vassell is the only man standing in his way. That run at third means nothing. That's why we didn't see a throw down, as there's no reason to get sloppy with it. Just focus on getting the guy out. First pitch to Vassal will be in the strike zone on the outside corner for strike number 1. As this one will get away from Evans. He's able to corral it together and get it back in time. As the runner will remain at third base. Next pitch is for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. That one finds his own strike number 2. Count moves to 2-2. Larks fans, get on your feet as they are 1 out away from a victory here at home against Dodge City. The 2-2 got him, swung on a miss, strike 3. The Larks pull off the victory here at Larks Park in their home debut on the season. The Larks do it in fashion, striking out the last batter. They win tonight's game. They move to 1-1 on the year. As what a performance tonight from all the pitches all around. Only allowed 2 earned runs. And the Larks bats came up big early on in the game, and they sat comfortably, and the A's never really got close ever since. As the Larks pull away with a victory here at Larks Park. Stay tuned for the post-game show where we'll talk more about tonight's game and the next upcoming matches as we'll head down the field for our post-game interview.
Come on out early for our pregame presentations. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for tonight's post-game on-field interview with Nick Elgin, sponsored by Lewis Automotive Group. Nick, it is yours.
Thank you, Jeff. Now to field with Luke Turbine. It's a great game tonight. Luke, this is your 4th game with the Larks. What does it mean to you to come back and win here against these guys?
It was kind of I didn't really. Coach Harper, he said it. I was supposed to plant some tomatoes with my fiance, but instead I was on the football field an hour later. and he asked me, "You think you can get a couple more innings out for me on Wednesday?" I was like, "I haven't pitched since last August, but we'll make it work." And here we are now. So thank you all guys for supporting us so much. We love you guys. Thank you, guys.
All right, now I'm here with Trent Baker. Trent, you went out to right field for a home run. How does it feel to get your first home run on the season?
You know, it feels great, and to do it in front of this big crowd on opening night, even better.
Last question, what made you want to come back to the Larks? Because everyone loved you last year. The fans, I mean, you were one of the fan favorites. What made you want to come back?
You know, it's like a family here, and it's a culture, and it's a great time, and I wouldn't miss it for the world, and I'm back, and I'm ready to go.
Thanks, Trent. Back to the camp.
There you have it, everybody. Tonight's post-game interview, Luke Terbeek and Trent Baker. Welcome back to Hayes, gentlemen.
All right, we're back up here in the Larks Nest press box as what a game, what a win for the Larks. Able to come away with a 6-2 victory over the Dodge CDAs. A bounce-back victory after last night. You know, they came into the game strong, hitting really well, and it took a bit, and then finally it was around the fifth inning is when everything just kind of shut down. And tonight we saw the Larks bounce back. They came off to start early, and they were able to ride with it and get the win. So what an exciting day of baseball. We saw a lot of great pitch performances from everyone. Logan LaPrairie coming into the 9th and 8th, Aiden Schmidgall, Luke Terbeek, Nolan Wilson, Dalton Campbell. A absolutely great performance from everyone on the field. The bats got going. We talked with Trent Baker and Luke Terbeek. Luke Terbeek, I mean, like I said, everyone loves that guy. Luke Terbeek, I asked him, I was like, you know, this is your 4th year back with the Larks. What does it mean to come back to pitch for us? And he was talking about how he didn't even know he was going to come back. He was with his fiance, and they were doing stuff, and they said, well, I'm actually I got a call from Frank, and he was like, I want to come back. I want you to come back pitch for us. And what a great start to the year. Getting guys like Luke Beek back, Trent Baker, and so many more new faces to go along with the ride. As a 1-1 record ending the middle of the week action for the Larks, we head into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the weekend games, as they'll face off against the Denver Cougars Friday and Saturday at 7 o'clock first pitch. Sunday game, non-conference game against Denver Cougars at 6 o'clock start time. As a great day of baseball, Trent Baker goes yard. Dolan Campbell makes an outstanding performance on the mound alongside many other pitchers for the Larks, as we can go on all day about what these guys did for tonight's win. But that's all we got up here in the Larks Nest. We thank you for tuning in on the Larks Network here on YouTube. I'm Nicholas Helget, alongside me Ace Newberger, as we will see you Friday night as the Hayes Larks will face off against the Denver Cougars. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.